Hey friends, how's it going? I'm back with a new review. Do you recognize her? I did a review of the Argus 4 Pro from Reolink. The camera that lets you see with a 180-degree view, kind of like chameleons. But that's not why I'm back. I'm still back for Reolink. But today, it's to introduce you to the Reolink Home Hub. And the Home Hub is this. It's a small device that lets you connect several Reolink cameras. And you might be wondering, but what is that even for? Well, it's actually to protect your videos. For me, that's really the biggest advantage of this product, and I'll come back to that a bit later. So, Reolink sent me this product to test because they've already sent me cameras several times before. So they said, Zav, tell us what you think about this digital recorder. So, I'm going to tell you what I think about it. What advantages do I see in it, and what disadvantages do I find? First, let's start with its design. Anyway, its design looks a bit like everything else Reolink makes. I think it's sleek. I really like this kind of small box that you can put just about anywhere in your home. You'll need to place it not too far from the modem, because that's where it's meant to go. It communicates with the other devices through your modem router. So, it will be connected to your modem router via RJ45. I don't know if, with future updates, it will be possible to connect it directly via Wi-Fi. That could be one of the minor drawbacks I'll mention, because I think this product should be hidden in your home rather than out in plain sight. This is still the place where you'll be able to store your videos. So, well, but aesthetically, I think it looks nice. I find it sleek. So it fits in discreetly. It's not huge, as you can see. It's about the size of my hand, and I don't have big hands. So it's nice looking, that's the first point. Quick pause in the video to let you know that if you're interested in Reolink products, as always, there's only one code, the one and only. It's called CARO5. With CARO5, you'll get 5% off all Reolink brand products. The Home Hub has a button on the front that lets you know if it's running or if there's a minor issue. You'll see either a red circle or a green circle. And on the back, there's an Ethernet port, 2 SD card slots to store recordings from the various cameras in your home, and a 12-volt power supply. Could they have used a USB-C port? Probably instead of a proprietary plug, but overall it's fine. And a speaker? Yes, because you'll be able to either communicate with it or talk to intruders. It's definitely better to use it for the first option rather than the second. So, on paper, this Reolink Home Hub box, can handle up to 1 terabyte of data thanks to the 2 SD ports, since each microSD slot can hold up to 512 gigabytes. But the Home Hub is compatible with wired PO cameras via Ethernet, as well as with Wi-Fi cameras, especially those from the same brand. We're talking about the Reolink brand, which are compatible with this hub and with most of the recent models. Only a few 4G cameras, the older ones or the 2MP models, won't be compatible with this device. But if your setup is 100% Reolink and it's not too old, you won't have any trouble connecting them to the device. As for encryption, the data and video files that are saved directly to the SD cards use AES 128-bit encryption. That means if someone were to get their hands on the device without the password or anything, they wouldn't be able to access the videos stored inside. That's pretty interesting. So, this product is mainly aimed at people who want a multi-camera digital recorder without the hassle of configuring these kinds of devices, which are usually a real pain to set up. I remember 10 years ago I had to do that, and it was a real nightmare. Now, all you need is a Reolink camera. You connect it, scan the QR code, plug it in, and your camera will be connected, giving you a control center right with this product. What's also interesting here is that Reolink cameras could send data to a cloud. Now, it's nice to have your data stored outside your home, but in a way, it also kind of belongs to the provider you're sending it to. In this case, that's Reolink, but with this, it lets you take back ownership of your data. That means they're stored at your place. They're protected and therefore encrypted. And the advantage is your data isn't being sent all over the place. The downside, if there is one, is that if your house burns down tomorrow, your data isn't stored elsewhere. You can get around this by connecting the Home Hub to an FTP server. And in that case, if you have your own FTP server somewhere, you can send the videos from your Home Hub to an FTP server. That way, you're not putting all your eggs in one basket and you can have a backup of your videos. Because if a thief comes tomorrow and takes your Home Hub, you'll never know who stole your stuff. So it's a bit of a hassle. With this kind of device, you'll be able to create scenarios for your different cameras. Basically, like a control center, you'll get alerted. So, if you ever have a break-in, you'll be able to talk to the thief and say, "Do you want a coffee? Do you want a sandwich? Just sit down. The police are on their way. Don't worry, we'll take good care of you." So that's the advantage of this kind of device. The speaker lets you communicate or send out a 115 decibel alarm. That's more than enough to blow out your eardrums. Another benefit of this type of device is that since it has a relay inside, before the modem, if your internet connection ever goes down, your data will still be stored in the device. So that's also an advantage. If you already have a smart home system at home, you should know that the Home Hub is compatible with Google Assistant, where you can ask it to do certain things or run certain scenarios. But it's also compatible if you're a bit of a tinkerer with Home Assistant, which is a smart home tool that more experienced users and DIY enthusiasts are very familiar with. So you'll be able to integrate it into your video surveillance system with Home Assistant, and you'll be able to control your cameras with it. You can view live video feeds, receive motion detection alerts, and enjoy other cool features to help keep your home secure. So, in practice, how does installing a camera on the Home Hub work? So, for those who have already seen videos of me installing a Reolink camera, sometimes I struggled a bit, but this time it was as easy as pie, smooth as butter on bread or butter and spinach, In just a couple of seconds, I was able to connect my Argus 4 Pro to it, and unfortunately, I only had one camera to connect, so I couldn't try it with multiple cameras. But it was done in no time at all. It's like having the firmware of the camera, but directly on the Home Hub. So it was much easier to set up the camera on the Home Hub than to set it up directly on the phone. There's definitely been an improvement in that area. The Reolink app is still just as effective, very easy to use, really designed for the average person. So yeah, I think this product is obviously aimed at people who already have several cameras, people who would like to be able to control them much more easily. When you look at the price of the Home Hub, which is around €100 at the time I'm recording this without the promo code, and with the promo code, you'll save a little money on it. Well, honestly, I think that's actually a pretty good deal. It's not expensive, considering it can be really useful and help protect your home just in case. And in today's world, I'd say that's not a bad thing at all. So that's it for my little review of the Reolink Home Hub. Don't forget you can use the promo code CARO5 if you want to get a small discount. And I'll see you next time.